Hello, Aquarius, and welcome to your reading. To start out, I'm just going to tell you a little bit about myself. So, I am a psychic medium. I connect with your loved ones who've passed away, along with tapping into your life and where you should be going, the people in your life, and how they may feel about you, and some of your real deep core energies. So, if you do want a personal reading with me, I do life coaching and counseling. I don't normally use tarot cards in my readings. I don't need them. I will use them sometimes if people feel as though they really need them, the representation of them. I think this is a great way on YouTube to have tarot readings, because if multiple readers are pulling the same cards, then you can get, a clearer message sometimes. Um, Please also don't forget to subscribe before you watch the end of the video and it ends, because I will be posting on a regular, um, probably about weekly to every 2 weeks. I'm not exactly sure, depending on if, I get sick. So I have an 8-year-old, and, having a kid, you can get sick, which is actually what happened. That's why there was a break in the readings, and Aquarius and 3 other signs have not gotten their readings from last week. So, how I'm going to do this is, while I'm shuffling, I'm going to listen to spirit and kind of see what the overall energy is, what the message is, and how to transcend your life into the best direction possible. So let's see what Spirit wants to say. So to start, I hear that Aquarius energy is very captivating. I hear captivating. A lot of people are maybe wanting your attention right now. They're wanting to get to know you. Maybe you just newly became single. And so there seems to be a lot of energy swirling around you, which can be a good thing. And then it can maybe also be overwhelming, because having to make all those choices about what to choose can be very challenging. So if you have a lot of projects, a lot of opportunities, people wanting to be your partner. So I do get that if you just got out of a relationship, I would wait, because there seems to be confusion. Now, Aquarius always wants to be like going and doing things and be right there in the mix. So I could see why you would have probably a lot of people wanting to get to know you. And that's really exciting for the Aquarius. I think it's more challenging for the Aquarius to get deep on that one-on-one level. So this is probably a really exciting time for you. If you've been kind of confined in a relationship and felt like you couldn't be free and go out and explore all those opportunities that you've really wanted to explore, now is your time. So that's why I'm feeling don't get tied down. You need to be spread out. You need to be communicating with all kinds of people, getting it going, because if you don't, I feel like there's a stagnance energy. And if you're stagnant, then of course nothing can move for you. So don't get held down in any opportunities. All the opportunities that are coming, if you choose to pick them, need to be lighthearted, not controlling, very understanding, because again, Aquarius doesn't always want to get so deep that people in your life might want to hold you down so that you stay in that one-on-one energy. And the Aquarius that I'm kind of talking to right now doesn't want that. Yeah, Aquarius wants to be free, letting go, having fun, going out there, getting all the opportunities that, are presenting to you. But okay, so as I pull this card, this person is out. So they can receive this, But for some reason, I'm feeling like this person sitting and looking down and arms crossed is ultimately not going to be able to look at this. If it's too busy looking at maybe the things that are trying to hold you down on the ground, you're going to stay on the ground. And Spirit's kind of saying, lift up, come on up, come out up and play, which is something, you know, you love to do. So yeah, don't get tied down, because I just think if you get tied down, you might end up hurting people because you don't want it. And then you might give false, you know, representation of yourself. Because you kind of want to go out right now and be free. And I don't know if it's necessarily a pentacle energy. It feels like maybe these are people and you're wanting to like get involved with all them and play with the birds. And this feels like someone, you know, kind of alone, being their own best friend, really enjoying the time with themselves. Now, again, I said that this feels like people. So, you know, this is like a bigger energy than these little ones. So you're like, you know, you might want to play with them and be a part of this, but there's many. So I'm not getting the sense of picking one. Yeah, being your own best friend right now. Don't get tied down. Though I do feel there's some barriers in your heart because you know, yeah, barriers in your heart to be free. So barriers can be like, you know, closing off because, how do I say it? It's closing off. The barriers are so that it can't be free out, right? And you might feel like you're that youthful child who needs to have the boundaries because you're kind of afraid if you go and fly off the handle, you're going to be everywhere in everything. And I want to say that's kind of a Aquarius thing. You know, they love all the wild energies and can talk to all of the all those kinds of people. Very much a non-judgmental energy towards the crazy, the wild, you know, the dark. All of it kind of interests the Aquarius. And there's a reason for that. That deep understanding about people being all kinds of the randomness is really enjoyable to the Aquarius. So if you get locked in one thing, there feels like depression might come in because you actually want to be exploring and you're supposed to. It's the water bear. It's carrying it all for everybody, going out there and really saying, hey, it's okay if you're messed up. Hey, it's okay if you're going through this. Like maybe I've been through it. And even if I haven't, man, I just, that's cool. Or that's just your part in this time. So it is a sense of like spreading yourself all around so you can be that true Aquarius energy, especially if you just got out of a relationship that was really binding. So don't rebind yourself because you're afraid to fly off the handle, you know? You're afraid of the tower and flying out and having everything crash. You know, you don't want to go too fast so that you don't crash, but that bird, you know, it can land, but ultimately it's free, right? So again, and this card can also be that the people in your life you need to look for who say, I'm not going to hold you down. Come hang out with me for a little bit. And if you need to, you know, fly off for a bit, well, go ahead, do it. Fly off. I don't mind. Yeah, only those kinds of people. So what's a card that you can show the Aquarius what's coming forward? So I get this upside down and it's saying, you know, I mean, we all need to work for something, but I feel some bit of exhaustion. So try not to work so hard in your relationships. With you being an air, just allow the energies to flow. Don't work so hard to make them maybe fit to your energy because you want to be free, so you want the other people to be free. Don't do that. Okay? Because again, him sitting and him sitting, they feel kind of similar. And Spirit's like, no, no sitting. Let's get up. No sitting and hashing all this out. Let's get up. Let's get up and fly, because you're here to fly. I want you to go to like all the places that you want to go to, experience all the things that you want to experience. Really get it out there, because if you're thinking about having kids too, you need to get all that stuff out there. So when you are bound in the house and you are bound to, responsibilities and, the household and all those things and working. I mean, I am a sole provider, single mother, and that is a very exhausting thing, but it's the best and most wonderful reward. But if you don't have that, you need to live this life now. You are a free bird, and you love that. I can feel the energy of the Aquarius while you're listening to go, oh yeah, I like to fly. I like to go places. I'm like, ooh, what's that? And, there is a similarity to the Aquarius and the Scorpio. The Scorpio is a little more like, ooh, what's that? While the Aquarius is like, oh, up in the air. Let's talk about that. And, it loves the intellectual mind connecting with all the different kinds of people. It's a very joyous energy. So no holding down for fear of maybe being crazy, maybe being not perfect. Because sometimes if you've been holding the wings down, or you've been kind of like the baby energy, too afraid of who you are, then you're never really going to learn how to fly properly. I'm pulled into somebody who is too afraid to drive a car because they might get in an accident, or, the fears that can come in from driving. Well, if we don't learn how to drive, we can't go anywhere. We can't fly. We can't move. So get your license. If this is the youngins, work to get your license so that you can be free. If you're bound in a relationship and you're very unhappy, work to get out. But I think the Aquarius that I'm connecting with has definitely just probably got out of a relationship, really wants to be free, the new year, trying to clear out so that it can be that strong person. So try not to work so much about hashing it out, or trying to be the best version of yourself. Just let yourself be right now. Let yourself feel that childish energy, because that's a very beautiful quality in an Aquarius. You can come around a lot of people and they'll unload all of their, stuff onto you, all of their emotion, all of the situations. And you're like, yeah, I understand. Or yeah, and you'll just listen. And you can't beat yourself up for not being there so deeply for every single person in your life. You're not really supposed to be. You're supposed to be everywhere, right? There's billions of people. And if you're supposed to be, the king of the land in your area, and you're, bound, well, it's very unhealthy. So get the metaphorical license and don't be afraid, and get in the car and start driving around. And if somebody wants to, hold you down and say, hey, I want to have this with you, and you're like, I'm really wanting my freedom, but you do have an attraction and there's a real draw, you say, I don't know, I've just gotten out of something. I really like the energy, but I can't devote my life to you. I don't want you devoting your life to something that you can't actually meet while someone's trying, to give you the cup, and somebody is trying to really build a life with you. And you're like, nah, inside you're this, and the person's looking for this. Well, eventually it's all going to come out because you're going to leave it. And then, you don't want people to waste your time. You don't want to waste people's time. Time is very, very, very precious. So please use it wisely, use it intelligently, use it calmly and assertively, and really speak your truth before, it's too late. And then you're bound again for another few years, being in love, but also feeling very miserable. Because it's a very unhealthy place. Like, you really only want to attract people in your life that will meet you where you are at. Otherwise, what is the point? Otherwise, I feel like the person is probably just going to keep going, why aren't you like this? And why aren't you like this? And why isn't it like this? And why isn't it like this? And, and like, 10 times, million times over. And then in the end, because you're in it and you do love the person and they don't want the same things as you, and you keep trying to push them to be that way, well, you end up dead on the ground, and so do they. There should be two of these. Okay? So I think, if you really like somebody and they're not where you're at, leave. And just speak honestly. Say, I'm not feeling it. And not because you're not feeling them, but you're not feeling the whole vibe, the whole setup. And if you do have freedom away from children, like I was saying, it's time for you to go out. Even if it makes you feel like you're a teenager, who cares? Go. Because you deserve to have fun, don't we all? You deserve to be your own best friend. You deserve to hang out with all these people. You deserve to feel like the birdie. Okay, we all do. And that's your energy. I don't know if Aquarius is the best in a relationship. I think if you're going to pick someone who's you're in a relationship with, they need to be exactly like you. Not looking for the bind and the restriction, the commitment of a one-on-one thing, because I'm pretty sure you're wanting some freedom. So I don't want you back locked in some tumultuous thing while someone's again going, why aren't you here? Why aren't you there? Why are you talking to them? Why are you involving yourself there? Aren't you supposed to be devoted with just me? Aquarius kind of has a hard time with that. So it's like, I can't. That's not me. Now, I know you want a devoted partnership, almost like, you want that rock so that you can go and fly, but usually a rock wants a rock. So you need to find your other little birdie friend and go out and play together. Wild, being young, putting it out there, just being authentic, unafraid of the tower that you might cause. Because you will cause a lot of towers in people's lives if you're lying about who you really, really, really are, which is a free spirit who does not want to be bound and wants to explore and experience, sometimes have extravagance, and just like, maybe it wants to go down into the dark alley where, I don't want to call them weirdos, but like, where people that are not living in the nice, clean house with the, 2 dogs and kids and, the clean yard and every day working on that yard. Maybe you want to go down into the alley where, it's a little dark and mucky and there's rats. Maybe you need to talk to someone down there. Maybe you're interested. Maybe you need to learn something from somebody. Maybe you're curious. And that curiosity is never going to leave you. So you're just going to be like frustrated in your relationship and cause more havoc than you would have joy. But if you were with somebody who enjoyed those same things as you, well, no problem there then, right? So as you get into it, look and go, are we same? Are we same? I mean, maybe it's Aquarius, right? So you both can go out and fly around and be little birdies. So what's the overall message for them? Yeah, stay strong in what you really want. Not what they want, not what your mom wants, not what society thinks you should be. I know maybe you're afraid to lose people or, the whole masses because you love all people and you want to be connected. But being authentic is more important because I think you will come off worse to the people around you if you're not being authentic, because then it's like slimy and it's sort of ruthless. And, I saw a thing a while ago of all the animals that represent astrology signs. And the Aquarius is the cat knocking the cup off the table while the owner's saying no. So I don't feel like you want to get to that place where you're not, yeah, okay, in society and like big things like, the government or corporations or, people that really need that energy, go ahead and do it. Like Jesus, throwing over the tables and the churches. I heard that somewhere, but you can't do it to people that are just trying to create a loving sanctuary when you're not really in that vibe and you just want to like break it all down so there's no house there anymore and you can just fly, because the person who is really working very hard to build that house is going to be broken when every piece that they have built has just been smashed by the Aquarius who just wants to go fly. And again, there's nothing wrong with going out and flying and being that free energy, but not when you've lived a lie this whole time. And, every time the person tried to build it, it was just getting crashed down. Or in the end, after years, you've kind of repressed it, causing, havoc in the house because you're frustrated and, irritable because you're not free. The tiger and the dogs sometimes that in those cages, they just spin around and walk in circles. You don't want to get to that place. Okay. So Aquarius, be free right now and be honest about it. Be honest about the weirdo inside of you. There's nothing wrong with it. It's great. It's, that's why when people have all kinds of things inside of them and then you go, hey, it's cool. They go, man, I feel like I can actually be myself around you. And that's beautiful that people can feel like they can be themselves around you. So live in that space. Don't get tied down right now. Just go out and be that, that warrior that's going to knock the cup off the tables of places that need it to be knocked off. If you need to go into the military or go into the government so that you can really make big changes in this world so that we can all be accepted and all be understood, then go do that, because that gets me excited. Not the other one seeing the Aquarius running around in a house they just want to knock down. Okay? Okay. So I really hope that you were able to hold on to that and really understood what I was saying. And don't forget to subscribe. My email will be in the description if you would like a personal reading so that we can actually get direct on what's going on in your life and maybe if the person or people in your life are actually meeting you where you are and if you are actually in that surroundings that you should be. All right, Aquarius, I love you. I hope that your day is wonderful and also the rest of the week. Namaste. Bye-bye.